I request all of you to raise for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, respected dignitaries, and our IIID HRC family. A warm welcome to all the 5 speakers present here for the 21st edition of the I5 series. Now, I would like to invite on stage our only beautiful IIID HRC chairman, architect Pallavi Anjuri, to address the gathering. Please welcome her.
Ramesh, I think your script changed. Good evening, everyone. It's a great pleasure to welcome our speakers, past chair members, guests to the 21st edition of I5. After successful Insider Egg showcase, this is the first event we are conducting for the new tenure. We had our AGM on 9th August. 1 year term is over. Time runs so fast. We, along with the regular events, we have done 3 mega events, that is Jalsa, Awards and Insider Egg Showcase. And now it's time to start our scheduled event of this year. In September, we are conducting I3 event, which is for the students. Generally, we conduct this at JNFU auditorium. This edition, we have speaker, architect Naveen Panuganti, who is a landscape architect, architect Merlin from F Plus Architects, and we are waiting for the confirmation from the young third speaker. We initiated this event to bridge the gap between education and profession. And because of this event, I3 event, it gives good opportunity to the students to learn from their works and experiences presented by all experienced architects. We are planning fellowship meet in month of October. Our much awaited international trip to Japan is in month of October from 14th to 21st. I would like to share few important things with you all regarding membership dues. I request all the members to pay membership. And about the term sponsorship, we are looking forward for sponsorship for the next term. And you can see there is no sponsor for this event, but show must go on. So we are going ahead without the sponsors. So I need everyone's support. And please let us know if any company is interested. Please reach out to our MC members so that we can explain them about our term sponsorship plan. And whichever way they can participate, please let us know. So coming to this I5 event, today we have talented, creative speakers with us. Mr. Lenny, we have Mr. Lenny, whose experience is more than 50 decades. Huh? So yeah, sorry, 50 years. So, and then next is Miss Vijaya, and we are waiting for presentation with her creative way of style works. Suyash, yes, happy to see him as a speaker. We have seen him since his childhood. Mitali, we look forward for your unique style of working. And Gitu, yes, Gitu and Shreyas, they are, they have done installation. They are a part of Insider X showcase and beautiful installation and guiding along with the team of students. It was nice. Thank you for your participation, and we look forward for your works and the journey. Thank you very much to all the speakers for participating today's event. Let's hear the journey for all the speakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for the fabulous address to our gathering. Now I would like to invite Architect Amita Raj ma'am on stage to give an esteemed introduction of our first I5 speaker, Miss Vijaya Alluri.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are looking forward for what promises to be a very inspiring and informative evening. Well, to kick things off, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our first speaker of the evening. She is Vijaya Alluri, founder and chief designer of her firm Tathastu. Her aim is to create order and meaning out of chaos while brightening up people's life with her one-of-a-kind aesthetic sense. She is known to approach her work with a childlike zeal, completely involving in the process and never worrying about the results. Vijaya believes that one's home is an extension of oneself, their dreams and desires. Her recipe has been to create harmonious, innovative, and meaningful spaces, tastefully designed to perfection and captivating one's mind. Over the last decade, she has had over 800 plus happy and satisfied clients who love the results of her work. As I quote her, at a ripe young age, I stumbled upon the truth that the secret of joyful living is giving. The proof of good living is reflective in the joy of the faces of people living in a house. So I took it upon as my mission to anticipate clients' need and began surprising them by pushing the boundaries of the living experience through meaningful design. Tathastu has a dedicated team of skilled professionals who closely work with clients to fulfill all their expectations. Each project is tailored to the individual styles and needs. The team works with complete dedication, keeping sustainability as a core. They hope to continue to learn, grow, evolve, and be inspired as a group in order to always remain a step ahead of the global trends and influences which shape the industry in the near future. Well, all the best to the team. Please put your hands together and join me in welcoming Vijaya Alluri to the dais.
Hi everyone. This is my first ever speech actually. So I'm really nervous, but I think that I'll do better. Okay. Yeah. This is the one. Okay. So good evening everyone. I'm Vijaya Alluri. I'm the chief founder of Tathastu Interiors. And first of all, I want to thank the dignitaries here for giving me this opportunity to share my special journey as an interior designer in the most happening city of Hyderabad. And then secondly, as I did most of my education in Telugu medium, I really beg your pardon if I'm doing any grammatical mistakes. And to start with, actually I was born and brought up in a small town named Palakollu in West Godavari district. And my dad is a cardiologist. And we came from my family is like strict Orthodox family where they believe that girls should be like, educated in very close and in like, next lane or anything. So I have the only option of studying in a girls' high school, which is in the same lane of my house. So I ended up in Telugu medium in that way, where my brother used to go to an English medium convent by bus. So that is how my education background. I started my education, and despite of that that English and Telugu medium, I like I managed to, and during degree I took intermediate. In intermediate I took BPC. I want to become a doctor like my dad. So then also my parents convinced me that it's a long journey, and and it's better you'll get married after a degree like that. So I got convinced, and then I finished my graduation in microbiology, biochemistry, and nutrition. And they got me married in my like almost in my final year degree at the age of 19. And then at the age of 23 and 28 years old, I had two sons. I had two sons. So I dedicated myself all those 12 years as like a perfect homemaker. I'm like busy with kids and everything, household stuff and everything. During all this journey, the one thing which I like, which is my passion is creating art and crafts, whatever is possible. Like, I used to learn tanjore painting, stained glass paintings and all. I used to decorate my own home with like little bit with my touch and all. And then that is my like daily thing. I never heard of interior design as a term, and I never know that there is a profession that is like as such as an interior designer. And then one fine day in 2010, my cousin sister who got recently married, and then she asked me to join in an interior design course with her, because her mom is not allowing to go alone. It's like, my family, like the community, it's like, they're like that, okay? They'll send us like, if we are safely guarded and all. So she requested me that, Vijayakka, please join me, you are anyway free and all. I used to have a nice family support in the form of my mom and my in-laws and everything. So she asked me to join. And then I researched about what is interior designing and everything. So in my mind, it is like interior decoration. Okay, I can learn the curtains, the colors, and the table decoration, artifacts, and all that kind of stuff. So I got excited, and I joined in Hamstick. So then I went to the college, and I'm like a BPC. One of the reasons why I took BPC is like because I'm really worried about maths. I used to, most of us like we hate maths, we hate them like lifelong. So I'm one of them. So I don't, other than the cards total when we play cards and all, I don't want to do any other kind of math and all. So but I joined with the illusion of decorating the decoration and all. So and the first month when they introduced me to the different kinds of subjects like technical services, materials, graphics, designs, perspectives and all. And 12 years back I studied BPC in that to Telugu medium, and the kind of things I have to learn in the English books, that too. From the Telugu books I have to read all that thing. It's like, every day I used to think that, okay, tomorrow I'm going to quit. I'm not going to college. So I used to think about quitting. And then the only thing which stopped me from quitting is my dad paid the fees actually. If that's husband's fees, I would have definitely quit the next week. But my dad paid the fees, and from my childhood, he used to be very strict with his finances. And if he knows that, after paying the full fee, if I quit, it'll be like, yeah, so I'll get it. So I thought, okay, I have to continue this. And I took that sense of responsibility, and, I started going to the college, and I tried to fall in love with those subjects and all, graphics and all. It's very perspectives and all the big sheets with 2 kids. I used to draw all those things and all. And the second month, the cousin who joined me, she quit. Okay. And then, okay, she told me, Vijayakka, I'll be going for honeymoon and all that, I'll be busy traveling, so I don't think this is my cup of tea, you please carry on. I thought, okay, so, okay, then I'm answerable to my dad, okay, and then I have to, like, be a good example for my kids, okay, then they are like 5 and 3. So I thought, okay, let me continue this. So, but I worked hard with, with determination, and I passed as one of the toppers in the college, Hamstead. And then in Hamstead, they they recognized my effort and all, and they offered me a job as a faculty. And I joined as a faculty for 1 year. I worked, and it is like they have given me 4,000 rupees stipend. And I don't used to miss one class also, because the 3,800 also I don't want to accept. One class if I'm missing, the 200 will be cut. So I'll be like, sincerely I used to take classes and used to be like prepared very well, because there are like different ages, from different age groups the students are there. It's like a vocational course. Not like, we can bully them all at the same age. They're like elders and from different backgrounds. So I used to be like prepared very properly for any kind of answers with them. Then I learned more about what the basic concept of designing and everything during that research. And then after that, I joined as an intern. So then I joined as an intern in one of my dad's friends, that is also with my dad's recommendation. Then I cannot quit that also. If I if I feel lazy and I had to, my dad used to call me, why you didn't go to the office today? Then he's like that. Then a client of that, my cousin, one client of him, he came to me and he told me to design a simple crockery unit of his house, because the previous architect, as like generally what we do, he spoiled that living area space and he wants me to correct it. So I created a little bit concept and he got really impressed. And the next week he called me and he gave me a project of 14 lakhs project. That's my 3 BHK first apartment as a turnkey. He asked me that, can you handle the whole project? Then I came to my cousin who got where I am working, and I take his permission. So can I just start my own this thing? And he's more than helpful, and he told me that you can do the best. And whenever, in like any gatherings, whenever I meet him, I meet him, he used to introduce to his team and ask them to get inspiration from me. So that is like, he's so helpful. Then I started with that turnkey as like first project, and then we did with a partnership and it didn't work well. So my baby, Tadastu, it is like I started from 2014. It's a decade, like 10 years from this year. And then I have done all kind of residential projects with this thing. It's like and see, clients also, they expect us to be professional in a very flexible way. Okay, they want us to be professional in some ways, and they want to be flexible in sometimes. It can, so they'll switch according to, and even I'll switch according to my this thing. Okay, that is so there is no fastened rule of designing, and like that I used to enjoy the interaction and all. Mostly my strength is in my Telugu communication, so I used to have like little bit fun with Telugu speaking clients thing. And even I learned Hindi, carpenter Hindi, as we all know, and I mastered it. I can speak Hindi more than English actually now, because I handle North Indian clients also. So this is like the thing, by accident or anything, I don't know, but now this profession is like supporting me financially, me and my kids, like anything, and I'm like, yep, I'm really proud about the profession what I'm in, at the right place. And then, so my mom is a pillar of my strength and support, because handling 2 babies with her, and allowing, we know that how hectic the handling execution projects especially, and I'm the one who is like in like most of 99% I'll be doing executive. Like so many people suggested me to go for consultation, and even that is better actually. For a lady to handle a consultation is always better. But my clients, when I approach him to give a consultation, they think that, okay, Vijaya, better to just dump everything on her, okay? Let her handle everything. And they used to give me only turnkeys, not consultations. Like the full headache they want to give me because of the trust and love and, the attitude of mine. I used to get most turnkey projects, and that's how I started doing it. And so these are my sons, both of them. So my younger one, he's finishing masters, and he'll be joining my firm soon in December. And my younger one is pursuing undergraduate in US. And this is the small office which I started. It's like a 10 by 10 room, 10 feet by 10 feet room, where I started my Tadastu. And now this is my office in Kokapet. I designed this office 6 years back before Corona. And this is my team. So those are not original tattoos. I never push them to do that kind of stuff. Those are like temporary tattoos. And my passion is like, how we do anything is how we do everything. So be it as a fitness and, present yourself in the form of fashion and anything. I do everything with the taste and the aesthetics in mind. And this is my first project, first commercial project as a thick shade factory, as you all know, so this is the first branch of thick shade factory, which was conceptualized, and the color scheme and everything we designed, and they are using it till now in 150 outlets all over the world. And then coming to my other projects, so basically my first love is residentials anytime, okay? But even the commercials, I don't break my head for commercials in a different way. I use the same principles and the same simplicity in the commercial projects too. So this is well-known Vegashree Jewelers, anyone, because of their extreme marketing, I think no one will miss that, that the store is like existing. So they are into other kind of marketing with their product and all. So this is the store I have designed with this kind of things. So as a homemaker and all, I want everything to feel like home. It's not like a restaurant or commercial or anything. I managed to do that, and my clients also expect the same from me. So this is the display area. And without any graphics and perspective background, actually now I managed to do all kinds of civil changes, vastu changes. Actually, so we learn through the journey. So that's what I'm doing. So everything. And these are the concepts of the bridal room of that particular store. We created like a peacock concept room and a lotus room. And the budget of the clients also, they'll call them according to the budget of the client. So they are like simplified design to the royal design. A 50 lakhs ornament, they'll take us like according to the budget above 1 crore. It's like that. So they have briefed me in that way, and I designed accordingly. So this is the hallway and the reception and all those design elements. And this is one of my favorite residential projects, and here I have incorporated the tropical theme for this particular project. And because of, I have used all the Brazilian granites and marbles and all, it's like a lush green apartment. And here the wall is inspired by the bay at Singapore, Marina Bay, Singapore, and we use that floral art onto the wall. And in all the corners and everything, the same theme is continued. And the natural stones and all. And this is Shambhala Dental Spa, a holistic spa which is into hospitality, and no one can actually, they'll not think that it is actually a spa. It's a dental clinic. Thank you. I'm relieved now. Okay, so these kind of the cozy atmosphere I want to create, and it's like a harmonious blend, and modern aesthetics is the, because I want to give the spiritual tranquility. Yeah, and for this particular design, actually we got the Famdent South Zone Award for Best Interiors for the clinic. Thank you. And then actually this project is like a private party hall. The whole build, it's like a 25,000, around 30,000 SFT independent house in Jubilee Hills, which was designed by Zubin Architects. I feel proud to design one part of their home, with her, and my clients told that she appreciated my work too. So actually my concept is like, I want to incorporate all living inspiration as from living things like faces, human figures, flowers, leaves and all. So this is the mosaic flooring, beautifully done for a private party hall. Yeah. And these are the few of my publications and recognitions. I got them. And then I just want to end this. I believe that every homemaker has an innate talent for interior design as they transform their homes into beautiful functional spaces every day. I strongly feel that how you do anything is how you do everything. With this mindset, a homemaker can turn herself into an asset for her home, even by earning an income. Let's be the inspiration for others who are creative and eager to step into this industry. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all my incredible vendors, especially. Your support and education and updates on latest materials have been invaluable. Without your assistance, a homemaker like me wouldn't have been able to achieve all that I have. Thank you for making this journey possible and for being such an integral part of my success. And as I stand here today, I say with confidence and excitement, the best is yet to come. Thank you.
Very true. This interior design and architectural field is like that. Till our retirement, we keep learning. This is no retirement, actually. Thank you, Ms. Vijay Alluri, for your inspiring presentation. It has truly enriched us. Now I would like to invite architect Venkat Subbarao sir on stage to give insights on our next I5 speaker, architect Suyash Bose.
So our first speaker has set the stage benchmark that, so what a tremendous journey and experience that she has shared with us. So I think that brings more glamour and passion to the stage. So the second one is our fraternity, a junior architect Suyash Bose, who is well known to the fraternity because he hails from the architect's family, the designer family. So his principal counselor, Biag from JNFAU and MARC in construction management, life member of COE, IIA, IIID, IOE. He has been working in the construction industry for more than 14 years and has experience in various types of architectural projects. He has designed projects for institutions, residences, commercial, hospitals, etc. across the country. He is skilled in master planning, interior design, and other aspects of architecture. His firm name is AKBAC Architecture, started in 1980 by late Sri architect Ajay Bose. AKBAC is an award-winning chartered architectural and interior design practice working nationally and based in Hyderabad. AKBAC, as 12 Shreyas Architects, is a company that understands the needs and aspirations of the modern man who wants his home and his place to reflect his personality and his values. We offer services, that means they offer services that cater to both aspects of the modern man's life, his individuality and his belongings. We create spaces that are comfortable, functional and aesthetically pleasing, whether they are for living, working or leisure. AKBAC is driven by design excellence and environmental responsibility and strives towards delivering sustainable and green building solutions. I think I welcome Shreyas, and the stage is yours.
It's okay. I've had better names than Suyash. Yeah, so I'll come to that. So finally I'm here. Thank you, HRC, Team HRC, for giving me this opportunity to present my journey, my the background. Most of you know my family, both my parents, and now it's the time you get to know me better. Okay, so I'll just quickly tell you a brief background about myself. I am a second generation proud Hyderabadi Bengali. I do not recognize myself anywhere with Bengal or West Bengal, not because what's happening right now or anything like that, but then I've told this to my mom since day one. I am a proud Hyderabadi, and I hope I am spelling the word Hyderabadi right, and it's not Hyderabad, it's Hyderabad. The middle is my family, my universe, what you're seeing right here. One small tidbit, the picture that you're seeing has been clicked by Lenny Uncle himself. This is way back in 2000, and this is one of the great shoots we had done long back at his studio. My dad was an architect. He did his graduation from Hyderabad. My mom is an interior designer. She was a professor. Now she is happily retired, even though there's nothing called as retirement as such. My brother on the left, he unfortunately is not part of the family, architectural family background. He works for Cognizant. The lady on the right, in my arms, of course, is my wife. And that's the last time I could pick her up. Since then, she's been carrying all the burden. The two cuties at the bottom, one is from Andhra Pradesh, one is from Telangana. One on the left is Kuku and on the right is Kiko. They are our life. If you've seen my mom's social media page, it's them more than me. That's the kind of love they have. So, yes. Okay, coming to me. I did my schooling from Jubilee Hills Public School in Hyderabad, and then went on to do my architecture from Sri Venkateshwara College, passed out in 2010. Then did my construction management from IIIT in the year 2016. After finishing my graduation, I went on to do internship in DDF Consultants in Delhi. Prior to that, I did my internship, like summer internship from a few of the big firms like Praxis Incorporation in Bangalore under Gopa Menon. And then I got a chance to work for the Commonwealth Games project under Suresh Goyal in Delhi. I love to travel. Most of you must have seen that as well. I love gaming. I do love sports with the body right now. I don't play much, but then I hope to get back to it. This picture was earlier this year when I traveled to Doha for supporting Team India playing the Asian Cup after 25 long years. We did lose to Australia, but then we had a great time then. Okay, so my inspiration, my parents. I obviously have better pictures than this, but I wanted to share this picture because the background that you see is our studio, which we had for 40 years. And my parents being, this is one of the best pictures I have with that studio behind. My father did his graduation, like I said, from JNTU and then went on to do his master's from Roorkee. That time it wasn't IIT, it was University of Roorkee, of course. He did work under PJJ Raju after his graduation, and he worked in Hyderabad and Vizag. Vizag, he had worked for close to 6 years, and that's why we say it's our second home, because we've done quite a lot of projects there, including Voltaire Club. I wouldn't name a lot of projects there, but yeah, so we've worked there. My mom did her master's in geography, and then after moving here in Hyderabad, did her diploma in interior design from Johnson & Nicholson, joined our studio, worked with dad for a very long time before turning into a professor, setting up the interiors department in JNTU, Hamsteck. There are a few other colleges, Roots College, Samana College and whatnot. Now she is happily retired, even though having said that, she is right now doing headhunting for a lot of institutions. So she's busy. She's more busy than us. She travels more than us. Today she's in Bhatinda. I didn't even know how to reach Bhatinda from Hyderabad, but she's there. So while growing up, of course, I had it in me. I was into sketching, painting, and whatnot, but I always thought I'll get into sports journalism for some reason. I used to record the match analysis on the tape recorder those days, and I always thought I'll become a sports journalist. But then as I grow up, after doing my 10th, something told me that do architecture, except my father. He said, no, you're not doing architecture. I can't share what all he said, why not architecture, but then I think most of you would understand, especially Pallavi ma'am coming from a generation of architects. And yeah, so another thing I would like to tell that I come from a vast background of architects. Of course, both my parents coming from the same industry. Now, my chacha chachi are also architects in Delhi. They lead a firm called DDF Consultants, which is India's top 3 healthcare. They are India's top 3 healthcare architects. My mama, mami are also architects from Kolkata. So, yeah, so I come from a background. So I always, I am so proud to tell this. I grew up on a drafting board. I still remember a studio had close to 8 or 10 drafting boards. I have slept on it, eaten on it, did my studies on it. I have tolerated the smell of ammonia because we had an ammonia printer those days. I'm sure Shankaranji can relate to that as well. And yeah, so my dad said, no architecture. I said, okay, he told me a list of problems that I'm going to face. College, practice, whatnot. I just dived into it, and here I am today. I guess I'm doing well. Yes, so the next thing I would just briefly talk about a studio. Dad, after finishing his master's in 1980, set up Shreyas. We have our studio in SR Nagar. We still do it. We still have it there. It's been 44 years now. For 42 years, it was called Shreyas. Unfortunately, 2 years back, we lost him. It was a very unfortunate incident, and we lost him. Then, 2022 December, I spoke to my mom, my family, and then we decided that we will change the name of the studio in his name, Ajay Kumar Bose Architectural Consultants. We made it short, registered it as ACBAC Architecture today. Okay, this is a code that I just blindly follow. In fact, I'm so crazy that I have it inked on my hand as well. It's a beautiful quote from Steve Jobs. He told this while giving a speech when he was fighting his battle with cancer. It says, the journey is the reward. Currently, I'm enjoying my journey of my practice, not bothered where I'm going to end. I always feel that life, there's nothing called as high and low because it's a relative term. Your high could be someone's low and my low could be someone's high. So it's the journey that I follow. And I'll be just showing few works. I won't bore you with all the works because all of you are amazing designers here. I'll just show you a few things that I've learned from my father that I'm incorporating in my projects right now. My dad was very popular, not locally, but nationally, for the colonial style of architecture design. He was famous for his arches, columns, the heavy columns, the amazing ornamented gates those days. In fact, I still remember he used to produce close to 200, 300 manual drawings, full-scale template drawings those days. And a lot of the Corinthian and Doric columns that you see today, the ready-made molds that you get today, a lot of them are copied from him. He's done close to 74 projects only in Jubilee Hills. That's a kind of an amazing record. 74 houses only in Jubilee Hills. I was fortunate to work with him on 10 projects. The kind of hero I am, I used to fight with him. Even though he had 40 years of experience more than me. I still used to fight. I miss those days, of course. Today, every line I draw, I miss the discussions we used to have with my father, the fights we used to have. And yeah, so I'll just show you quickly the kind of projects we used to do. We have seen these models being made, which used to then translate into projects. If you see the model versus the actual output, it's close to 90%. Just few projects, I'll not show you too much. You must have seen these in Jubilee Hills and around. I am also trying my best right now. We are also doing a lot of colonial style. This is a Spanish house we've done recently. This is a project in Chennai. This is a project in Guntur. This project won the best residential project from Ultratech in Guntur for the year 2016. Having said that, I also have my own style, of course. What I like is simple achromatic design palette with a splash of color. So I'll just quickly show you a few works that we have done. This project here is very special because this won the IIID National Award for the Best Public Space in 2012. This photo shoot was also done by Lenny Uncle. Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry. 90% pictures that you saw were all clicked by Lenny Uncle. So I have known him since donkey years. So yeah, so this project is State Bank of India. Can you believe this? This is State Bank of India in Jubilee Hills. This had a gaming parlor, a coffee parlor. It had everything. And this was a landmark project, not only for us, for State Bank as well. Few projects. Again, this project here, we did a clubhouse for North Star. This has got few international recognitions and publications. And fortunately, we also won a IIID award recently. So that's about it. That's majorly me. And again, thank you so much, IIID HRC. I wouldn't get into it much. I would want one-to-one interaction. And Anshuli sir said he would ask me a few questions. If you want to, you can go ahead. Yeah, I'm done.
See, I thought of ragging him, but after looking at his presentation, it was like, it's nostalgic kind of a thing. I know, we know when we entered IID HRC 25 years back, and of course his father and mother were the founder members of Hyderabad chapter. Yep. So that is one of the great things. Why we are here? Because they were the founder members. And now when we see all these, we really feel very humble and get emotional kind of a thing, because the relation with his parents, with we and even Leni sir, even Shankar Narayan sir, we can relate, because I don't know whether many of the crowd really got that kind of a touch with his parents. So they were always with us whenever each and every event. There was very supportive a duo, a critic, a very good critic. After every event, we used to wait for Ajay sir's and Nivedita ma'am's comments. Always. I mean, it's like it became kind of a thing, and we always try to see that mistakes were not repeated. So that kind of a relation we had, and he never came to committee, he never came in front, but he was always a backbone to IID HRC. So hats off to him, and we at IID HRC, we really owe a lot of things to Ajay sir. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable experience. Actually, to say, generation of experiences. Now I request Mr. Ramesh Patel to come on the dais to give us an introduction of our next I5 speaker, Mr. Architect Mitali Ahram.
Hi, good evening all. So after Vijaya's and Suya's these things, they both are amazing, very good. So today I think a line of beautiful speakers today. So we are still waiting for 3 more to go. So founded in November 2014, Crafted Spaces is a design studio that undertakes architectural and interior design projects across the country. The firm led by Mitali Ahram has executed a number of varied projects, styles in residential, retail and hospitality segments. At Crafted Spaces, we try to craft and traditional with a contemporary aesthetic. Our design style is fusion, modern and Indian elements and using Indian craft and local artisans to create unique and crafted spaces. I haven't always been fascinated and passionate about design, and I love experimenting with color, texture, and materials. The joy of transforming a space from nothing to something scared of someone is what drives me to keep designing simplicity and functionality blended with the character, quirk, and exism in what I try to achieve, says Mithali. Awards and recognitions. In 2024, she won an award in retail category. In 2023, she won in the best residential design category in IIID Hyderabad chapter. She has also won the silver in the retail category for the FOID Awards in July 2022. In 2021 and 2020, Mithali won 2 awards by National Architectural and Interior Design Excellence Awards, Most Innovative and Creative Architect and Interior Design Forum of the year 2022. South India and Under 40 Best and Trendsetter Interior Designer of the Year 2022 award. In 2019, Mithali was a part of IIID Top 50 Young Architect and Interior Design India and part of 50 Phenomenal Architects by Interiors and Decor magazine. She also won the Good Homes Award for the Best Fusion and Interiors in 2019. So I welcome Mithali and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I think I have a very tough act to follow after the great comic timing of Vijaya and Suyash, but I'm going to try my best. So good evening to everybody. I'm Mithali Haram and my design studio is called Crafted Spaces. And firstly, I would like to start by thanking IIID to give me this opportunity and speak in front of so many wonderful people over here. And the format of the I5 series is very interesting because this is the first time we're actually talking about us and not just about our work. And it's so nice to know because now I can look at everybody in a very different light. So I hope you all can see me in a different light too after this. And the presentation that I have curated for you all today is specifically to show you that growing up, the kind of architecture that I grew up around and in has defined who I have become today. And that is what I want to show you in my journey today. So I was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for the first 10 years of my life. And then I moved to India, and there was a drastic change of aesthetic for me. And I was always fascinated by design, and my parents always knew that I would be part of a very creative field, which eventually did happen. So I did my bachelor's in CSIIT. And I can see a lot of known faces over here as well. And then I went to Bangalore for my internship. And then I ended up working with Aparna Karve for 4 years. So I'm going to talk to you about my childhood memories. Once I came back from Riyadh, I stayed in my ancestral home. So my maternal ancestral home was in Charminar. And we actually shared a boundary wall with this beautiful building called Malwala Palace. I don't know if you all are aware of it. Unfortunately, it's demolished now. So we actually used to, have relatives who stay there. So we used to jump the boundary wall and we used to play in this beautiful, beautiful palace, which was one of the few palaces which had a wooden carved pavilion. So I grew up around that, and now I'm just so lucky that I was blessed enough to have, that kind of memory over there. And our ancestral home also followed those principles of, Hyderabadi courtyard style architecture, Mughal architecture, Rajasthani architecture. So I grew up seeing an amalgamation of all of that. So for me, courtyards were like a very integral part of who I was growing up because both my ancestral homes had that. My paternal ancestral home was in Sainikpuri, so that was a completely different style of architecture. That was colonial style. So it had a lot of skylights, it had a lot of stained glass windows, there was a lot of beautiful light play happening. So it was a drastic change for me when I moved from Saudi Arabia to here, and then again I saw a different change in just the 2 homes that I was in. And I feel like all the work that I do now kind of has like these little tidbits from
my memories from the past. And this is something that somebody pointed out to me, that, you know, all your work has a very important essence of courtyards and like lights and, you know, skylights and things like that. So I think that when somebody said that to me, and then when Mrs. Amita told me that, you know, this process is about talking about your journey, I thought that, yeah, for me it was purely architecture. Architecture inspired me to become an architect. I did my internship in Bangalore with Shilpa Sindoor Architects. They were very famous, well-known, like, and I would say legendary architects, the Kannade brothers. And they have a very distinctive style of architecture. They use local materials. They use incredible technology where, you know, you don't have to use too many additional materials, and their buildings are obviously going to stand the test of time. They've done a lot of mass housing projects as well. So I learned so much from them, and I was lucky enough to be in the presence of Mr. Shankar Kannade because he is a legend, and I got the chance to have a one-on-one interaction with him. After I came back from Bangalore, I worked with Aparna Karve. I think a lot of you are familiar with her. She was a very integral member of IIID. And unfortunately, she passed away in 2014. And I was working with her for 4 years. And in a tragic but bittersweet way, it led me to start my company because I had to complete her projects. All her projects were in an initial stage. They were in a grayscale, and I got involved, and I was lucky enough that clients trusted me to complete those projects. So a lot of people struggle when they start out. Luckily for me, I feel like everything was handed to me on a silver platter, but it was always bittersweet because I had just lost my mentor. But I think a lot of you are aware of her design style. She was a very, very dynamic personality. She would walk into a room and she would have complete command over the room. And for me, seeing that was truly inspirational. She's been my mentor. She's been a friend. We used to call her Appi out of love. So it had come down to that kind of a relationship with her. And she had a very interesting design style, which I feel like I have got a little bit of now, which I'm happy about because I honestly thought she was very, very unique in her design style, and all her projects had so much character, and every project was so unique and so different from the other. So in my internship, I learned that, you know, you can be an architect who has a distinctive design style, like somebody can see your building and be like, okay, I know that is designed by this architect. But you can also be an architect who kind of follows a little bit more of what the client wants, and then you are putting a little bit of what you do as well, and then you're coming up with something that is unique. So I don't think I have a distinctive design style, but I do try and make every project look unique, like my mentor did. These two beautiful ladies on the screen are my mentors and my inspirations. So my mom left us in 2013 because of cancer. And then Aparna ma'am left me in 2014. So these two were very difficult years for me. But I feel like I put all that grief into work, and then I channeled my energy towards that. And then Crafted Spaces started in 2014, and we're going to complete a decade now. With Aparna Karve, after she passed, one of the most prestigious projects she was working on was actually the Sound and Light show at Ross Island in Andamans. And I did not know what to do with this project because it was completely out of my league. I had to help in the coordination between multiple teams. And, we were working with people like actress Revati, Mr. Javed Akhtar, Rasool Pukati, Alphonse Roy, the Indian Tourism Department, and Ross Island is under the command of the Indian Navy. So working with all these people was very unnerving at points. I had to travel there. I used to stay there alone for weeks and make sure that work got done because it's such a remote island that even to get one brick, it has to come from West Bengal, you know. So that entire coordination and that entire process was something that I think made me more confident. And I thought, you know, it really has shaped who I am today, because it also explored me to the aspect of even set design, which is something I was considering. Not anymore, there's too much work now to focus on something else, but maybe eventually down the road I will get back to that. So it was a beautiful experience. It was the first time 3D projection mapping was done on a building. So I had to learn about all this and sound and lighting, and it was a very, very interesting project to work on. And what motivates me is basically that as architects, we have the power to transform a space from nothing to something sacred to somebody, and that's a huge responsibility. And I think all of us definitely take that very seriously. And some philosophies I live by are that, you know, we are not nouns, we are verbs. We have to keep moving in life, no matter what comes your way, and you have to not be fixed in life. I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to reach my destination. And this is something I think we do as female designers especially, because even to date, I do get inquiries where clients come to my office for an architecture project and they're waiting for me to get my male partner on board, you know, thinking that a woman is not capable of taking on big projects like this. So these are challenges that we still face to date. But I think slowly now people are opening up to that, and I am doing some fabulous work with some great clients. So I'm really blessed to have that. And discipline is destiny at the end of the day. Yes, you have to put your all to it, be disciplined, and value people's time, which is something we don't do in this city especially. Yes, so this is basically my brand ideology, where we talk about using local materials and local artisans to create crafted and unique spaces. So in every project that we do, there is a very curated wall or a very curated element which is very involved with the client. So, you know, we try to put in their tastes and things that are personal to them, so that each space that we create is very different from the other. I'm just going to walk you through a couple of my projects, so I think you will get an understanding of the kind of work I do. This project is called the Auburn Home in Kirti West Winds. Simple things like the builder facade was actually in line with where the stone flooring ends, and we've pushed it out so that we could add a courtyard and create an internal space over here. We've used only natural stone flooring in this entire house. It's a combination of tandoor, grey tandoor, yellow tandoor, jaisalmer, and kota. And we've got an artist to help us, hand paint a couple of walls. The ceiling also has been done with a concrete stencil texture. Again, we've mixed kota and jaisalmer. This project is one of my favorites. It's called the Flowered Home at Aparna Orchids. I don't know if you all are aware of Aparna Orchids. It was one of the first gated communities in Hyderabad. So it had very small openings. And we had to do a lot of civil changes to get a lot of light into this house. It was a 4,000 square foot home. The theme was to use everything being white, which was obviously something that we didn't do because we wanted to add warmth in this space. So we've added some beautiful Chettinad pillars, used some Indian Morvad white marble, and that has hints of green. So we picked up the green and added these accents all across the house. Again, very simple line artwork, if you can see at the back wall. Very subtle details. We added a sunroom over here, used the porch of the car parking as a balcony space and opened up all the walls. This project is called the Lutum Home at Film Nagar. And again, when we got involved in the project, the flooring was already done. So we inserted a diagonal pattern of an Indian sandstone flooring. so that at least when you're in the informal space and when you're walking barefoot, you can feel the natural stone. And we've added a quirky element of black and white strips all across the furniture, just to give it that modern pop. Again, we use a lot of furniture from Jodhpur, which we refurbish, as you can see in the center table. Again, those are all items from Jodhpur, refurbished, made into vanities, bookshelves. Again, our artist is always very involved in all our projects, so he's painstakingly hand-painted that puja room door. And this is another project of mine, which is very personal to me because this was one of the first few projects that I did. It's called Villa number 46 at Ekta Prime. Again, we've used only natural stone flooring. We've added the courtyard, created a double height space. This is a project called the Color Board. As you can tell with the name, the client wanted a lot of color in this home, and we really needed to know where we needed to dial back so it doesn't get overwhelming. Again, these are all elements from Rajasthan which were refurbished and combined and made into single units. We've used oxide flooring. We got somebody from Pondicherry to do it for us, used some mother of pearl inlays. Used a lot of pieces of wood again from Rajasthan, some in the ceiling, some we've used to frame the courtyard, some are for the poster bed. So there's some furniture is from Turkey, so it's like a good mix of modern and Indian. Again, some hand-painted walls. And a little bit of Bharat flooring again inserted in the flooring given by the builder. This is one of our retail projects, Pink Clay. This is at the junction of road number 7, Banjara Hills. This was a very tough project because, as you can see, the condition that we got it in that last picture on the left. And it is actually the basement of somebody's home, so there was no natural light. So what we had to do is we had to do these punctures in the retaining wall, the front windows that you see. We had to cut out slabs. And we created like a nice double height space when you enter so that, people don't feel like they're walking into a basement anymore. And that entire facade has been hand painted by our artist because this is a very competitive area with very high end boutique stores. So this brand really needed to stand out over there. So we paid a lot of attention to the facade. This is the double height that we created. The height inside is only 7 feet. So, we had to give the illusion with curved walls so that the space looks a little bigger. All the murals have been done on walls that are devoid of clothing so that the product still stands out. This is another retail store, Mrinalini Rao's flagship store in Jubilee Hills. Again, we've added a little bit of a structure to the front where you see the main door, the building ended over there. And we've added a whole fabricated structure in front. So again, we could create that double height experience and bring in natural light where the clothes are not on display. And we've used a lot of elements from the client's collection and created, very detailed, nice feature walls which are very personal to her. This is a coat that means a lot to her, so we've put it behind the reception counter. The Jali pattern is a marquetry pattern from one of her collections. And this has a little bit of a colonial style, which again I love. In the bridal room, we've added a shloka on a fiber wall. And this is, the last retail store, Eucalyptus Home Store. Again, a lot of natural stone. And this is a slightly more modern home at Wootee Golf Course in Hyderabad. I'd like to just end by talking about Instagram, controversial topic. But I do get a lot of projects through Instagram, and it's surprising. I'm not very active on it, but it has got me a lot of traction, and it's got me a lot of good traction. And majority of my projects have come through that, and word of mouth after doing those projects. So I do owe it to Instagram a little bit. And yes, that was my journey. Thank you so much for listening.
Just to add on to her philosophies, I believe we are real life Santa Clauses to give surprises. Now let it be good or bad. Thank you, ma'am, for your tremendous presentation. That was really an icebreaker for us. Now I would like to invite our Honorable Treasurer, Architect C.S. Rakesh Vasu on stage to give us a brief on our next I5 speaker, Mr. Lenny Emmanuel.
Good evening, everyone. I think we have gone through a lot of classical projects and photography. I've seen a lot of buildings with classical style and all that. And I think it's a privilege for me to introduce a very classical person also. And this particular speaker is to do with photography, which we all love. We all are very passionate about it. We all take selfies. We have many people in this audience who are very, very passionate, who take photographs of all legends and living famous personalities. I think, and probably we'll definitely see some of those wonderful works. And it is a privilege to introduce Lenny here, C.A. Emmanuel, a highly respected photographer who served as a chief photographer to His Excellency, the Nizam of Hyderabad, Premier Studios, which boasts of a remarkable heritage. Over 7 decades, they've evolved alongside the ever-changing world of photography, adapting and innovating to remain a leader in the industry. Premier Studios, which was started by them, were the first in the Twin Cities, Hyderabad and Secunderabad, to offer black and white blow-ups in the early 1970s, a service previously limited to only Mumbai. And their commitment to quality is evident in the international exposure, which has received with exhibitions in Saudi Arabia, Germany, France, Great Britain, and other quality constellations. And they have consistently maintained a diverse clientele, including both national and international business conglomerates. And they have a spectrum of services. Actually, I have almost a 6-page thing, but I'm not going to read all this. I'm just going to limit it. Probably, I think Sir would do the best. And they actually, the Premier Studios offers a comprehensive range of services to cater to diverse needs. And they have a full spectrum of services, including industrial photography, architecture, corporate, aerial photography using drones, allied professional photography services, and many more are there. And he's a 4th generation photographer with over 55 years of experience. And he's renowned for his ability to capture simple yet evocative imagery. And his passion for his photography shines through his breathtaking panoramas and compelling commercial works. His dedication to his crafts is evident in the numerical publications, exhibitions that have featured his work, solidifying his position as a highly respected figure in the photographic community. Lenny's journey reflects a remarkable evolution of photography, and he has seamlessly transitioned from the traditional methods of analog cameras and black and white printing to the digital age. And numerous awards again, and numerous awards and recognitions. He is also well published, with his pictures being published in books, magazines across India, and regular feature in the Hyderabad Chronicle. And it is not out of place to mention that Lawrence won by the studios in his exposure at the edX Awards photography competitions to prove the quality and efficiency of the job at hand in India, and recently was a speaker at TEDx Hyderabad. He was a Secretaries Association of South India. Currently, he holds the position of secretary at the Industrial and Advertising Photographers Association of Hyderabad. He is a member of the Photographers Guild of India, a member of IPTA India and is a treasurer for the Advertising Club of Hyderabad. He is a mentor of Tandon Lens and many things going on in this. His involvement in industry associations like Photographers Guild of India and the Advertising Club of India further demonstrates his dedication to the advancement of the photographic arts. We also have with him his fifth generation son Edwin, who I think who's here in the and he is the one who is actually taking it forward. He's got over 15 years experience in this field, and his expertise coupled with legacy of generation past ensures that the Premier Studios and his sister's company, Premier Imaging Solutions, remain at the forefront of the photographic industry. Now, there are some of his notable clients. I'm not going to read 100 of them. I'm just going to see some notable clientele. One is the Andhra Pradesh Forest Development with the government, Bank of America. Then you have the BEL Hyderabad, Bangalore Electronics, Dr. Reddy Laboratories, Granule India, Hindustan Aeronautics of India, Koratpur and Nasik Aerospace, ITC Bhadrachal and Paperboards, Indian Institute of Nutrition, Hyderabad, Mega Engineering, Newland Pharma, Power Grid Corporation, Ramoji Film City, and many, many more. It is an endless list. So please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Lenny Emmanuel.
Good evening, one and all. To be very honest with you, I'm not a good speaker, but I will try to speak. I'm a good worker. That's all I can tell you. Well, my name is Lenny. I have been into photography now. It's not much. I started in the year 1963. Okay, and I'm still learning, because photography is such a subject that we keep learning every day. Like the architects are given a room, an empty room, and you all fill it up and make it beautiful. And that beautiful room is given to us to make that room look better to the outside world. So that's what we are trying to do. And whatever we can do is at Premier, because there are a lot of slides, this is the way we started in the year 1954 at Marpalli. This is where our first business was. It was started by my dad. Okay, I'm in one of the speeches in one little corner. But all said and done, photography is what we breathe, what we eat, and what we sleep. And what we try to do is we try to give the best to our clients, because the client is looking upon us as a person who can sell or give the best to the world. Mind you, somebody who is sitting at the other end of the globe is buying your product or coming to you is because of a picture that he sees on a paper. And it is our duty to make it possible that this should happen. Because when we work with a client, it is not a client, not me and you. It is we work as a team. We work as a team and we try to take it forward. So whatever few pictures that I'm going to show you is, this is the photograph of my grandfather, and that is my dad. So, next. This is the first foundation stone photograph taken by my dad in 1937 for the Nizam. That is the Osmania University. Okay, this is what we have done. So this is the way we have been taking photographs and giving it to the Nizam. The project at Nizam Sagar totally was covered by my dad. Next. I'm just running through a few images of the residence that we have shot. These are the few pictures that I'm just showing it to you, because you have seen pictures of so many eminent people around here. These are a few projects that we have done at Vizag. That is also done at Vizag. These are the containers that we shot for a architect here. These are the containers that he had. So he told us to shoot this, and we do not know what it looked like. And this was the first time that we ever shot a container. These are a few images of the few residents in Hyderabad. And we would like to be giving you more details in whatever images that we shoot, so that the shadow lines are not shown much. This Ella Hotels in Hyderabad, what we have done recently. We do a lot of work pan-India for a few companies of ours, and there's the hospital, malaria hospital interior. Our main job is we are mostly into industrial work. We do industrial photography across the country. And these are a few clients of ours. And to be very honest with you, we shoot anything from a needle to an aircraft. And we shoot 300 meters above the ground, and we shoot 300 meters below the ground. And we say below the ground is when we go right down. And when we go down, we do not know what this is one of our clients at Assam. We do work for GMR. This is 300 meters below the ground. Photography seems to be very easy for everybody, but we like to take the risk in life, and we go down because for us it's a passion. We are doing photography only for passion's sake, because not many of our photographers would like to go 300 meters below the ground, because after this picture that we took, there was a blast. And we are 300 meters below the ground. We should be fortunate to come out. This is what we have done at Jammu. Because my son helps me with the drone, and I do the other part of it. Because I'm not good at handling drones. This is done at Gujarat. Most of our works, we like to see that details are shown on all the images. Because every little detail has to be shown. This is a furnace where we shot at Bongir. Actually, we cannot stand near the furnace for more than 5 seconds. This is a panoramic shot. There are 8 images. We shot it in 3 seconds. This is my favorite subject. I do it because of passion. It is not because of anything else. Heritage is a passion for me. And I love shooting these pictures for my own purpose. There's one of the doors that I saw while we were shooting at Nizamabad. I saw the doors. We shot these images for ourselves. There's one door, I've given you 3 different images. These are a picture of the Osmania hospital when they said that it's going to be broken down. I went and shot these pictures, for which it was published in the newspapers. And after that, there was a lot of problems in the city. So I think we are fortunate enough to stop the demolishing of the building. This was, all these images that you are going to see are the pictures shot during the lockdown. And I took it upon myself to take these pictures because we will never get an opportunity of seeing a lockdown again in our lifetime. For me at least. Right? Because a lockdown, this is what Charminar looks at a lockdown. If you go, you cannot. There was actually, it was like a ghost town. Okay. And there was no traffic, nothing. I was alone traveling around. We took pictures and I came back. Nobody stopped me. Because we had a blessing. The blessing is we had the camera around our neck. This is how Mozambique market looks when there was nothing around. This is Monsignor Raymond's tomb, which is there. This is how we came into Hyderabad to do photography. My great-grandfather had come down to Hyderabad with Monsignor Raymond to do photography. And that's how the family stuck down in Hyderabad. This is a Maula Ali. This is the Maula Ali. The down picture, what you see is the Mahalakabai. She was the one who donated the land for the Osmania University. Because after every picture that I take, I always make it a point to read a little bit of the history behind it. It is a must that I should know why I'm taking this picture and what does it convey. It may not convey to anything to anybody, but for us, yes, I must know. If somebody should ask me, I should be able to answer them. I don't think you all would have ever seen the Makkah Masjid and the Charminar together. This was the first time a picture was taken and published, probably in the world. This is the first picture that was given. And this is a panoramic picture. This has got 16 images. 16 images were shot within a span of just 8 seconds. This is a project done for the Loyola College at Chennai. This is a church. This is shot by my son. This is the interior of the church. Can you tell me how many images are there in this picture, please? Can anybody guess? I beg your pardon? No? So go ahead. Huh? No. There are total 180 photographs. Actually, if I stitch them back together, it is a round circle. This shot at Gujarat. This is a project work which I did for, this is a work which I did for the Mother Cathedral, which was, I did it for our, the Bishop of Canterbury. He wanted these images. So we shot a series of pictures and we gave it to him. You'll find the colors very distinct. The vertical and the horizontal lines are there. Because when we are shooting for architects, the vertical and horizontal lines play a very important role. This is a church in Trimilgiri, which is there. And when this picture, I had shown it to the Bishop of Canterbury, he said, Lenny, this is where my grandmother went to the church. Can you give me the set of pictures? And we gave him a complete set of these pictures because these pictures, he didn't have them. I'm only showing you a few images. There's a whole lot of images that I've got. But there's, the time is very less. This is St. John's Church. This is the interior of the church. This was my first panoramic picture that I ever took. This has got around 200 plus photographs. This we shot it in South India. This for one of our clients at Kolkata. We shot all the churches for them in Kolkata. This is St. John's Church again. And this is the interior of that. The type of work we do is like anything that you need. As far as photography is concerned, is we like to do whatever is the best, and we play along with the light. Like how you all play with light. Without light, you all also see what is the sunrise, what is the sunset. According to the light, you will also give in the windows. This is our Goshamal Baradar, which is here. It's a beautiful building. And mind you, we are using our artificial lights also. It is not the available light there. We use our lights to compensate it. But still we give you the light that is there. You see the number of pictures that are there. Can you guess how many pictures are in this? There are about 65 images. Okay? And this 65 images gives you this one picture. And if you see very carefully, it is lit up. We have lit up the place. There are a total about 10 lights which are there. But you cannot see the lights. And to be frank with you, I do not use Photoshop. We don't use Photoshop at our studio. All images, whatever we have seen, we do everything on the camera. Then we shoot. Because it took a lot of time for me to come from analog into digital. The main person who helped me to come into from analog to digital was my wife. She said, why are you getting scared? You can go in. I came in, she learned Photoshop, I learned Photoshop from her. This is the way we work. So, thank you very much. So, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Pallavi ma'am, and all the members here for having me with you all. This is the first time I've ever come down. Actually, I'm nervous talking to you all. I am not a good speaker, but nevertheless, I must thank one and all for, giving us an opportunity of being here and to showcasing our little work. Thank you ever so much.
Sir, if you can just show a live demonstration of art called photography, we would love to see a photograph of all of us. Oh.
The problem is, you see, we are all using cameras. Whether you use a camera which is 2,000 rupees, a mobile, you use a camera which is 20 lakhs, what your output of your picture is the same, but it depends on how you use it. You see, actually when you go, we always make a recce to whatever place we go, we make a recce for doing a photography. We do a recce because we photographers, basically we are the old timers, we calculate light. We calculate sunrise, sunset. And we do photography according to that. Because light plays a very important role in photography. Even with architects, it plays a very important role for you all too. Because you see, we all actually, architects, photographers, we all work hand in hand. And not many of us know this. Because my father was working with state architect's office at Yera Manzil after his retirement, after the project was over at Nizam Sagar. So we used to learn, because after I left, when I joined him at the business, we only used to learn on this, how to judge light. When it comes to industrial photography, we only think on lighting. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, to show your experience of 60 years in just 20 minutes. Now I request Mr. Sandeep Jain to give us a deep introduction about our last but not least I5 speaker, architect Geetu Gangadharan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Gives me great pleasure to introduce architect Geetu, who's the founder and principal architect. She pursued her bachelor in architecture at her esteemed alma mater College of Engineering, Trivandrum. She founded Fellow Yellow Design Studio in 2019 with a resolution to create timeless, meaningful spaces. Geetu graduated with a bachelor's degree in architecture from the College of Engineering, Trivandrum in 2014 and was awarded the prestigious Sthapati Samman Award during her graduation for her commitment to excellence and innovation in the field of architecture. Throughout her career, architect Geetu worked with renowned firms such as RSP Architects, Praxis Incorporate, and Wilson Associates. These experiences have allowed her to handle various scales of projects and have significantly contributed to her expertise in architecture and design. In 2016, she was involved with designing for the Amravati Capital City development as part of the AP-CRDA design team. This project was a defining moment in her career, involving collaboration with global design firms such as Foster's Plus Partners, Hafiz Contractors, and many more, which gave her global exposure. At Fellow Yellow Design Studio, architect Geetu leads a talented team of architects, engineers, and craftsmen in working on a diverse portfolio that includes commercial spaces, hospitality venues, health facilities. Her studio also specializes in kinetic art, regional art fusion, product design, bespoke lighting fixtures, and contemporary furniture pieces. I present to you architect Geetu.
Hi all. I think I'm going to bore you with the slide for a while. So hi, I'm Geetu Gangadharan, principal architect and founder of Familiar Design Studio. I would like to thank IIID HRC and Pallavi ma'am for giving us a voice and a platform to share our journey with the esteemed crowd here. The one question that we have been asked a lot is like, being a couple from Kerala, how you ended up in having a firm in Hyderabad. So like our journey, our professional journey is truly interlinked to our personal life. So I would like to share that small brief journey with you all. So my husband used to work with a central government job, and he was in a transferable job. So every 3 years, we used to move from city to city. We were hopping cities after marriage. And so finally in 2019, mid 2019, we ended up in Hyderabad. And so I told him, that's it. So I'm going to settle down in Hyderabad. So I'm not moving anywhere with you anymore. So I was in a dilemma whether I should freelance or should join some firm and then get some exposure. So I reached out to my family, and actually that time my brother-in-law and sister was also having a practice in Coimbatore. So all of them gave me a good support to start my own. And then so being in a city, actually that time Hyderabad city as a city was pretty new to us. We had like zero connection and zero friends in Hyderabad. So we were little confused whether we'll be able to pull it off as a practice in Hyderabad. So I anyway decided to give it a go and then have like a small freelancing work in back in the city. And I started off making like a small visiting card, and then went and met a lot of builders who were like in and around my where we used to stay in Banjara Hills. And some of them turned out to be very positive, and then we landed up with a lot of projects. Like in that couple of months, we kind of bagged almost 3 to 4 projects. That actually gave a very good, immense kind of a boosting to actually go forward with the studio. So we decided to hire a couple of staff, and so back then we were staying in like a 2 BHK apartment, and we wanted to stay lean being a beginner. So we converted one of our room into a studio, and we started our practice there. And slowly then after a couple of months, actually that is when the COVID hit. And so like maybe like most of the businesses which were going down during that time, but somehow fortunately we had a very flourishing growth at that time. There were a lot of F&B spaces which was due for renovation. The houses were getting renovated. So it gives us a lot of opportunities during the COVID. And that 2 year really gave us a good exposure and the opportunity that phase. So slowly during the COVID time, I tried to convince my husband and then join me to the business. So he also saw a good potential, and then having like a practice together and scale it up and take it to the next level. So so like couple of down the lane, so after his resignation, we figured out I'm expecting. So like we were in a complete dilemma. So what to do next? And we actually as a couple, we are staying like away from our family. None of our parents are in a place to push in to come and stay with us. So whatever we are doing, it is completely up to us. Like even it's professional, personal. So we were in a place to figure out how do we take both hand in hand, the personal and professional life. So we figured out, okay, being in an apartment, it is not going to work out after the baby comes. So we started hunting for house. So we actually went from every lane from Banjara Hills all the way to Kondapur Masjid Banda, and finally found a house where we can actually have a practice on the ground floor and can have a family upstairs. So somehow we managed with the baby that first few years, and slowly as we grew, we moved out of the house, and now that house is completely converted into a studio. So we are a team of 14 now. We are a team of 14, and yeah, so we are now into residential, commercial, interior design, and hospitality project. Yeah, so I would like to take you through the design phase that generally we go through. So as a design studio, we believe in form follows function. As rightly said, the function and the form should be spiritually joined one. So every time we approach one project, so we looked into a functional point of view, seeing like, we do like a kind of a SWOT analysis for all the project to understand what is best that we can bring out of the project contextually, and then in terms of the requirement put up by the client. So the functionally once we solve, and sometimes like when we look at the project, it can be like as simple as giving an ample parking would really we can tap the right client for the commercial project. So that's how we always approach a client, approach to a project. So functionally we get into, and then that kind of drives you to the form factor of it. So that's how we approach to all the projects. So through the projects that we have, I would like to take you all through the design process that we generally go through. So this Amravati project actually has a very prime importance in our career, actually pivoted. And even Amravati is like how we ended up being in Amravati is also a very interesting story. So like I said, my husband used to work in PSU. So his boss asked where do you like to have your next transfer? So we had a choice to choose somewhere in the south. So he told his boss wherever my wife can work, I'm fine with it. You can put me there. So that time his boss was somebody from Hyderabad side. So he's like, why don't you try Vijayawada? There's a new capital city coming up. Maybe your wife would get a good exposure there. So that is how we landed up in Vijayawada. So apologies to my ignorance. Actually, that time we really didn't know where this Vijayawada was. People from Kerala, we were actually Googling and finding, okay, where is Vijayawada? And they was like, okay, we'll give it a try. So we go ahead and went on, opted for Vijayawada. So we landed in Vijayawada, and I was very fortunate to be a part of Amravati Capital City project. And this project actually gave me a good clarity in terms of how to approach a project. So being a project of this scale, having a proper system-driven method is very much important. So, and we were operating from a small team, and then handling such a big project. If the systems are not in place, it would have been a very much tragic way. So that actually gave a very good insight, even for us as being a studio, how organizedly you can move on with the project. And I was also fortunate to be a part of, closely involved with the High Court and Secretariat project, and we were working closely with Foster Partner, McKinsey, CH2M, Jacobs, all the big names in the world, and that gives a very good exposure, I feel. And also, Amravati also taught us how important is to have a micro and macro level planning in terms of architecture. So we were even at the time when we were having a huge city level planning, at the same time we were also looking into all the plot lock projects, plot lock properties where we could convert into public parks and or other small amenities. So that also gave a good insights on how macro and micro level insights to a project is really important. And at the same time, I was also fortunate to be a part of Smart City project. So I was like a team member. We had put up a Smart City proposal, and then we were very happy to won the 1,000 crore Smart City for the Amravati. So this is actually one of our very early stage project, 100N. So this client was actually one of my ex-colleague from CRDA. So he actually thought of starting up a small juice parlor, juice center for a brand called 100N. So, so when this actually happened during the COVID time, and that is when every other shops were shutting down. So he found a nice property in somewhere in Kondapur, and then he approached us to design a juice parlor, and his requirement was to have a 30-seater. So we were like that time we were sure like the approach to the project should be in a way that we should cater to the client requirement as well as the basic requirement which is required for to function as a juice parlor totally. And so his requirement, one of his requirement to have like a 30+ seater. So we were left with only like about 250 SFT to put up a 30-seater capacity for a place like this. So we thought, okay, why not have like a built-in high-rise kind of a platform and where we can accommodate more number of seating. And also he didn't wanted to have like a place where people might spend a lot of long hours. They won't just have to like a quick grab and go kind of a place. So we came up with this design, and though it has been like a very small project, the kind of exposure that we got from this one project and the number of inquiries that we got was like immense, and so it stays very close to our heart. So next project really matters to our, the path that we have is IIID. So this project really taught us like how important is to have like a right collaboration. When we got this project to design a South Indian restaurant, so we were looking into how well we can incorporate the heritage side of Andhra and South Indian to this project. So we came across this art called Tolibamalatlu, and we went and met this artist from Anantapur, and we brought him into the project, and then having the right collaboration really gave the best output of the project, we feel. And this also gave us a lot of exposure, and this being actually in one of the prime road of Hyderabad, this gave us an immense exposure as a design studio for us. And another project really close to our heart is Courtyard. So I would say like the 50 to 60% of the project that we are doing now is purely turned out from the Courtyard itself. And so the Courtyard also, initially when we had the site visit, the site was like surrounded by a retaining wall on all 4 sides. And we were like wondering like how do we come up with a design language in this. And so we had like after multiple brainstorming session, we kind of turned our disadvantages into the advantage, and we kind of developed an inward looking kind of a design where we kind of brought in the landscape to make it more evolving, because the customer that the client, he was expecting more of like a repeated kind of a client. So we wanted to make sure they will not get bored like having an inward looking plan, coming to the same place every day. So this landscape and the kind of design that we made gave enough privacy, and it made it into a very ever evolving kind of a design. So some of our projects actually lined up includes all the residential and commercial and some of hospitality projects. We are very excited to excited for you all to see soon. So this is us, Fellow, and like proudly owning the awards that we received in IIID HRC, and we are like a team of 14 now. And yeah, so actually I think the story of Fellow would not be complete unless I'll told like how this name Fellow has come. That is the question that everyone asks, would have asked whoever met. So actually this started, it started long back from college. Somehow like back in college, I have this strange connection or luck with the color yellow. Whatever I pick somehow ended up being in yellow, and my classmates used to pick me saying that okay, she's going to pick yellow, so there's nothing to think about. So it stayed with me. So when I started thinking of a name to start my practice back in when I was working in Amravati project, so it stumbled upon me like Fellow Yellow name, and then I felt okay, this is what reflects me, so I should keep it. So that's how the term Fellow Yellow has come. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Architect Geetu Gangadhar. That was absolutely a fascinating presentation. You can leave. I request Chairperson Pallavi Anchuri along with immediate past Chairman Architect Manoj Vahi and Architect Shankar Narayan to come to felicitate Ms. Vijaya Alluri. I request Mr. Sandeep Jain, Vice Chairman Trade, and Honorable Treasurer Architect Rakesh Vasu to join us to felicitate Architect Suyash Bose. Now I request Architect Naveen Chalsani, Honorable Secretary, along with Architect Amita Raj, to felicitate Architect Mitali Ahram. I call upon stage past chair Mr. Ravi Ancheri along with Ms. Zeenat Harani to felicitate Hirani to felicitate Mr. Lenny Emmanuel. I request Architect Venkat Subbarao sir along with Mr. Ramesh Patel to facilitate Architect Geetu Gangadharan. I would once again like to thank all our I5 speakers for 21st edition of I5. Now I call upon on stage Honorable Secretary Architect Naveen Kumar Chalsani for vote of thanks.
Shortest. Yeah, before giving vote of thanks, I would like to just see this IID membership. So we are almost like 786 and we are only 469 as a good standing. See, always Hyderabad is one of the best chapter in India, what everyone knows. And recently we won best in arrears and best in the membership also. So at least we would like to have 0% collection of arrears. So I want like that we are only like 469 as a good standing. And I request all the members like who are not as a full lifetime, 1 year or 2 years, just go back to your desk and see your membership and try to close the areas until before we get back to you in the calls or SMS or WhatsApp. And by this year ending, we are trying to change all the WhatsApp group, whatever we had. So we'll make entire one group and one for the like social group, and for the students we are going to make it only 3 groups. So just by another 2-3 months, try to close all your 1 to 7 years or who are, just pass on to your friends, and we daily will just keep on rotating this message until unless you clear your areas. So yeah, sir. Okay. Yeah, see, any doubts about the membership, you can call to us, or you can meet the managing committee, or you can call the executive Srinath. So we can, anyone having 1 year or 2 years, they can convert for the lifetime, basing on their portfolio and everything. So before this, I would like to present this. And I would like to thank all the speakers today from different generations, what we could see from the photography, interiors, little bit of architecture from Suyash. And every time you used to see Suyash only the ground, playing with the bat or a ball. So thank you for everyone being here, and please join us for the high tea. Before that, we'd have a group photograph with all the speakers and all the group with the members. Thank you so much for the new being as an MC.
I call him like next to the Gaurav, a junior Gaurav. And join us for the high tea. Thank you.
Thank you each and everyone present on this beautiful evening. I request speakers, a past chair, immediate past chair, chairperson Pallavi Anshuri, and all our members available here to take a group photograph. After group photograph, we all can join for high tea.
Mitali, Gitu, can we have you to the dais for a group picture? All the speakers, please.
First time, sir.